Hello. So let's talk about the next logical step past duophonics. I guess we'll call this triphonics. We do have three oscillators. We do this understanding the sort of intention of this synth was a little bit more like a mini Moog where you have three oscillators running at one pitch. So this is sort of a just because you can doesn't mean you should type of thing, but it still kind of comes out cool. So I'll show you what I did. Basically, I've got three oscillators. Now they're all linked to the envelopes here. There's no real way to split that off. I mean, I can take the output and run it to some outboard gear and get some different attacks, different envelope generators like a maths or a Eurorack something or other on the outside. But if we're working sort of as much in this box as possible, everything's going to be still sort of paraphonic, where the oscillators are still going through the filter and still going through the same filter, the same envelope generators. But there's still some interesting stuff that can happen with that. So I will show you this idea. So I have the trigger output from the keyboard running to a sequencer. So I've got a Stills and Hammer sequencer. Doesn't really matter what you have, as long as it accepts CV clock. You can use a René. Any kind of Eurorack sequencer will work this way. You can probably get some really interesting results if you've got an Usta. What I have going here is VCO3 is running an arpeggio from the keyboard, and it sounds like this. Okay, so just nice D minor stuff. Then from the external sequencer, I've got the pitch CV running into and replacing keyboard CV for oscillator 2, and a different channel running into the keyboard CV. So I've got basically three different sets of pitches coming in here. So what you'll notice is you do have to be a little bit careful with your mix when you're doing this, because I'll just show you, things can overwhelm each other. So if I turn up oscillator 3, okay, and you'll notice I'll turn up oscillator 2. If I go too high, it'll sort of replace oscillator 3. So a little messy, but I found there's some magic when you turn up the reverb. Okay, so kind of cool. So then the next logical step, well, illogical really for me, for anybody, well, logical for me, illogical for normal brains. So we've got oscillator 3, we've got two oscillators that are running with different pitches, right? So that is an invitation to FM. I don't actually have to patch anything for VCO2 because it's hardwired here. So I'm just going to run oscillator 3 and turn up the frequency modulation. Let's make this work a little better. We'll just have a static pitch. So if that's oscillator 3, here's 2. They might not be close enough in pitch. Let me do something here. See if I can add enough harmonics to this. I might need to retune oscillator 2 to make it do anything spectacular. So now we've got some nice rhythmic chops. Okay, and just for fun, we'll try to lower that pitch. Okay, so see, there's some limited usefulness to this unless you're willing to spend the time sort of figuring out where the oscillator frequencies need to be to make the maximum mayhem. So I hope this gives you some ideas.